Hello, this will be a channel message for you for your highest good, and I trust that it found you at the perfect time. I really appreciate you being here with me in this moment, and as always, I love you so much. I'm very grateful that I have you here on this journey as we navigate this healing together. I really appreciate that, guys, from the bottom of my heart. I have a comment here from Victor, friend of the show. He says that the comments here are getting more confident, aware, and positive by each video posted. I love it here, and I think that that is only growing as we keep on digging deeper. So I really appreciate that. I don't think I could have said it any better myself. Thank you, mate. This reading, how can I say this? It's going to get a bit wild, I think. There's a feeling of somewhat being thrown in the deep end for me, and I feel like us as a collective, I'm gonna, as always, do my absolute best to interpret this message, and I allow spirit to speak through me and guide me for the highest good of the collective so that we can move through these energies together. The first thing I want to say is that I'm speaking to somebody who has done some very profound healing work, some self-realization, a deep dive into themselves, their emotions, what drives them. And I feel like we've hit something here. It's like we've hit some kind of a truth. I want to say that on your masculine side, you're showing up as the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune, right? So whatever this thing is that we're dealing with and whatever this thing is that we are healing, know that you have the tools. You have the skills, you have the intellect here, okay? You have the relationship with the divine. If you don't have the resources, you have the ability to manifest those resources. So have faith, because this is actually a time of very positive change and a time of prosperity for you, even if it feels like things are a little bit heavy and like we're doing some heavy emotional work. I see you on your feminine side showing up as the Queen of Cups and this ego card, which is the Devil, card number 15, right? And that's what makes me think that there is some really deep healing work and almost some kind of a truth that has been hit, and we are free to move forward into this new time of prosperity, abundance, opportunities, full energy, okay, Two of Wands energy. So really expansive, okay, we have options, we have freedom, but there's something that has been uncovered through this really profound healing work, and you are being asked to look at it. And I think that you are very aware that there is something that needs your attention and needs to be felt and almost needs to be dealt with. And I'm not talking about looking back into the past so much that you're dwelling on the past and coming to all of these conclusions as to how did this happen, when did this happen. That stuff is helpful and it can inform us, but we're more interested in moving forward and releasing almost the bondage that this fear has created. I think we want to develop a sense of freedom from this fear, and we want to transmute this fear. It's like we've hit the core of something. I really feel like through some kind of really profound shadow work, we've reached some kind of a truth that needs to be felt and experienced. And just know, please, that you are protected at this time. You have angels around you that are protecting you, and it is very safe to look at this very clearly. It's very safe to work through these fears. I feel like maybe this fear, or whatever this program that has been run for your entire life, this might be the thing that makes you feel like you don't have time to relax. Maybe when you kind of start scratching the surface of this thing and whatever this thing makes you feel, that's what triggers you to feel like you need to get out, you need to get away, you need to push forward, you need to take control. There's something here that may trigger these feelings. Know that you are safe to take the time to breathe out. You're being guided in divine timing here. And you're being given time to process and transmute this fear, okay? In your past position, I get this Bulbasaur card, right? Now, bear with me. I know it's Pokemon and it's a very happy, fun time. And we will lift this, okay? We're going to make this feel good. But I want to read this message because this stuff's no joke, guys, that you're working through. This says, a strange seed was planted on its back at birth. Thus, a plant sprouted and now grows with this Pokemon. Okay, this is in the past position here. It says, a seed was planted on its back at birth. And that really makes me think that there was a seed of fear that was planted on your back at birth. And this, I really feel like, is some kind of a past life issue or trauma that has been carried through up until now. And you are the generational curse breaker. I'm talking to the person who is transmuting the fear that has been carried and held onto. I'm getting a sense of holding on to something very closely because it might make you feel safe. Some kind of matrix construct belief that has been held through some kind of a generational line, and it is now being transmuted by you. And you are safe to sit in it, look at it, and feel it. And I'm sending you so much love at this time. And just know that you have the time to work through this. Everything that is meant for you is not going to pass you by. These opportunities, right? These expansive opportunities, they're not going to pass you by. This is all happening in divine timing. And I really get the sense that these issues, I'm getting a sense of maybe debt that needs to be repaid, some kind of a money issue, some kind of an energetic debt that needs to be paid just by looking at it and being realistic. I'm also getting, trigger warning here, potentially issues around sexuality, issues around addiction, okay, holding on to things too tightly. My throat's just getting all clammy as I'm saying that. I think speaking through this is really going to help. Speaking to somebody about this, addictions, issues with sexuality, debt, other people's money, or potentially a lack of emotional support, and just a fear of feeling like you do not have the support to work through these deep emotional issues like you have been. But I want to say that you've been showing up in all the right ways, and I think that that's why this devil is showing up and almost making one last stand to trick you into going backwards here and to trick you into not stepping through this portal and freeing yourself of this generational debt, and to sit with this and to be patient with yourself, to be empathetic with yourself, to love yourself through this. That is your opportunity here, to love yourself through this. And I'm sending you all of my healing energy at this time. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sending you all my love as you work through this. I really feel like you guys have hit the core of this seed that was planted on your back, and you're in a time of healing right now with this max potion. You are in a period of deep healing. And while this is happening, this very prosperous future and these opportunities are opening up for you, okay? With this Two of Wands, I really get the sense that there's new partnerships, new opportunities. I'm hearing the right conversations, having choices, and being able to freely move where you want because some kind of an emotional issue has been transmuted here. Okay. So again, sending you so much love at this time. Let's just take a second to kind of breathe out here. Really interesting. Okay, I'm getting a lot of the same cards here. Know that you have all the skills, like I was saying, with this Magician and this Wheel of Fortune. You're being protected. Okay, Archangel Metatron is here in the chat, and he's got your back as you step into this full energy, okay? Now, this devil energy potentially is making you feel a bit scattered and a bit powerless. And there may be a feeling of doubting your connection with the divine as you uncover this fear and sit with this fear and really work with it, okay, and transmute it. But I see you with this Five of Cups in reverse, it's almost this in the past. This is the uncovering of the fear and realizing that this is something that you are ready to move on from and you want to move on. I'm getting there's a desire to move on here. And with your gift being the Seven of Pentacles and your current energy being the Seven of Pentacles, I get that you're looking at this seed, right? This seed that was planted on your back. And you're looking at the results that you've gotten from this fear. And really closely looking at how this fear has played out. And like I said right at the start, we're not going to live in the past here. And this is only to inform us in how we are going to move forward. We need to be realistic about this situation and we need to be practical. That's all this is. And I see you guys doing the right work here and almost now knowing that you're actually in the right place, because as your gift, I get the Eight of Cups in reverse, and in your future position, I get the Eight of Cups in reverse, right? So I don't think you guys are going to let this fear convince you that you're on the wrong path. You're not going to let this fear convince you that you want to move into some easier place, like your purpose is too hard. This fear isn't going to make you doubt your journey, okay? It's like you're going to confront this head on and almost stay where you are in a sense. Not in the way that you're going to be held back. You're just going to stay in your power. You're going to stay where you are emotionally in your power and transmute this with love and with patience and with gratitude for the journey, okay? To be gracious for the journey in looking at the bigger picture and looking at how these things have informed you and helped you to grow. It's like you've gotten something out of this whole experience, and your family line, there's something about children here, your family line have gotten something out of this, but it's ready to transmute and to drop it and to move on and to create a better life for the people who are going to come next, right? The people in your family lineage now, moving forward, you're creating a better foundation for them. You're ready to transmute this fear, okay? And it's, I think that, like I was saying, this devil energy, this ego energy, is just going to make one last stand, and to feel it and to do what you're doing just by being in it and feeling it and giving yourself so much patience and grace and knowing that everything is happening in divine timing is your gift here. I really get that this shows up in your relationships for many of you. Like, these things are being reflected back at you through your relationships. With the Two of Cups in the past year, the Two of Cups upright, and this Five of Cups in reverse. There have been relationships in the past that have showed you this reflection. And it's like when you meet these new people, you come up against these you come up against these issues that then allow you to pivot and focus your attention more on being open to the good opportunities and the abundance that's almost waiting for you, like being open to that level of prosperity and attracting better opportunities, like attracting new relationships into your life. I really see that you guys are seeing yourself reflected in your relationships here, and then almost, like I was saying, using them to inform you and attracting better relationships, and almost taking that as a sign that, yes, like, I'm making progress here, because, like, I'm not accepting, like, this stuck, this toxic, like, not accepting this toxicity. That's what I'm getting here. Is not accepting the toxicity and almost letting it go with love. With this Queen of Cups upright in your feminine energy, like letting go of these people with love and attracting better relationships. Almost like I'm getting very quickly. I'm hearing like manifestations that are happening like very quickly. Like the delay, there's less of a delay in like what you're thinking and trying to reflect in the world and the result that you're getting back. And there's a real period of reflection here. Like I've been saying, like this shadow work this resting and meditating on it, like this stillness. You guys are really actively doing your best to look at this and to work through it and to deal with all of the fears that are coming up. I get this is in the position of your fears, but I see you doing it and not being afraid to just be with it. And give yourself heaps of love here. Again, another card of not moving forward here with the Six of Swords in reverse. Just sticking with it. Just staying with it. Knowing that there's some kind of like unfinished emotional business, and you know that you're ready to move forward without this fear. It's like you're ready to move forward without this fear, and you're not going to take it with you. That's totally what I'm getting. With the Eight of Cups in reverse showing up twice, and the Six of Swords in reverse showing up, you're not going to take this stuff with you. And you're like, I'm going to deal with this generational trauma. I'm going to heal this stuff. I'm not going to take it with me. So it's really beautiful, guys. Like I'm saying, a time of positive change here. This is a very prosperous time of positive change as you transmute like the root of this issue, like the cause of like all of these problems that have almost like been following you around. You've said enough's enough. It's so beautiful. Seven of Cups in reverse. In the future. I just get deceptive energy. I want to clarify that. Tricking your, like, trickery, like, in terms of your emotions. You know what I think it is, too, like, there's a call to kind of move in silence. And some of these old relationships that have been reflecting negative patterns, there's really a call here to only share what is needed and share this information with people that you really trust. Like family, I'm getting maybe. Keep it within the family, like, keep it within the soul family. Doesn't have to be direct family, but you know that saying, like, keep it in the family, keep the money in the family. There's something here about kind of making these moves and doing this work, doing this healing work kind of in silence and not letting these, I mean, some of these negative relationships, toxic relationships, not letting them know that you're doing this healing work and you're releasing them. Like just being kind of, and even a step above that, like just being really, this Queen of Cups just fell on the floor. It's like not kind of just withdrawing and letting it go with love, like kind of in private. Like I'm telling you here, guys, like kind of moving away from this stuff. Some of these toxic relationships that you know are not good for you, really quietly moving away from them, very strategically. Being really realistic here about the result that you've gotten. And just doing this work in quiet, like you've been doing. Like doing everything you've been doing here. There's like a heart activation as you're like pulling all of this fear out of yourself. I'm seeing somebody like pulling this gunk out of their heart chakra. Like I'm really getting that visual here. Yeah, King of Cups in reverse in the past. It's like you guys have been oversharing, I think. From a place of love. Like really wanting to pull people along and help people. Just, I'm talking to somebody here who is like genuinely a very good person. For real. Like has a lot of love. You have a lot of love in your heart. And you want to share that almost to a fault sometimes, I think. And it's like there's this call like you've been doing. It's like you've realized that there's this call to be really realistic and be kind of practical about the results that you've been getting. And almost like knowing when it's better just not to share. And I think people have really shown you their true colors. There are people here that... This Queen of Cups has fallen off the desk again. It just doesn't, it's like, nah, get me out of here. For real, like, this thing has now twice gone, get me out of here. Because I feel like people have shown you their true colours. People have shown you that they don't want to come with you. I'll just leave you down there. Because this Queen of Cups wants nothing to do with it. And this Five of Swords, man, in reverse in the future, I really get... Oh, man, this is hectic. It's such a hectic reading, guys. Like, you've done so well. You are doing so well. And you're moving forward. And you're moving straight through this fear. You are absolutely bulldozing this fear. I'm getting the sense of someone who's not playing around anymore, hey. You have so much love in your heart. You have so much to give. Like, you have so much time for other people, sometimes to a fault in the past. And you're like, you know what? Enough's enough. I have some seriously heavy, deep emotional wounding, generational trauma that is being transmuted here. I'm putting myself first. Okay, I'm worthy of receiving my dream life. Enough's enough. I'm really getting that energy now from you guys. Someone who has so much love in their heart and is so generous and is like, enough's enough. I'm so getting that here. And this is this last stand from these people, from this devil energy. And you know what I'm getting to? A really strong message here of letting people be right. And I'm not talking about letting people walk all over you and letting people have the upper hand and have their way with you, whatever. I'm just talking about maybe in private. Here's an example, right? There's somebody who, I'm not going to pick that Queen of Cups up, but out of love, there's somebody who you see needs help, who is dealing with these kinds of issues, these deep emotional issues. You look at the bigger picture, you see, like I was saying, you see somebody you see the reflection of yourself in other people. And you're a very kind, loving, giving person, and you want to help people, right? So you just sometimes in the past, you could not help yourself but try to pull people forward. And then they just want to argue, right? Some of these people that you're trying to help who don't want to come with you, they just want to argue the point. They just want to prove you wrong. They just want to tell you that there's no such thing as generational trauma or wounding, or there's no such thing as all this woo-woo spirituality stuff. I'm really getting that. Like, somebody, it's like you have the answers, you have the knowledge, you have the keys, right? Like, you're the magician. Yeah, you're the magician, right? And now you're in this wheel of fortune. Like, it's all shifting because you had the answers all along, right? And things are shifting in your favor. You know that you're on the right path. You know that you're like on the journey, like you're in line with your purpose now, right? And people still want to meet this with some kind of an argument, some kind of logic, their egos getting all triggered, right? And you know what I'm getting here is maybe in private, if people want to be like that to you, in the spirit of this Seven of Swords energy, very quietly walking away from these people and separating yourself from these people by letting them be right. Okay, let's say it's in private or even in front of other people, whatever, because there's potentially a part of you, your ego, that still wants to be right. And that's the part that's being reflected. When you start saying, look, I've made so much progress and I feel so good and the synchronicities are off the chain, right? Like, I'm healing myself and it's being reflected in my outer world. When you start telling people that who don't want a bar of it, and they sit there and go, no, that's not how it all works. You're crazy, man. Let them be right. Like, you know inside of yourself that you're on the journey, that you're on the path. But when people start telling you that, just go, all right, man, sure, no worries. And there may still be a part of you that struggles to let that go, to let them be right. Not for all of you, but I'm just saying that this may be something that really could be helpful in exploring this kind of energy. The energy of letting other people just be right. Just saying, look, I've tried to tell you 10 times, you don't want to listen to me, fine, you're right, whatever. And be careful with your words too. Maybe don't verbalize that they're correct, but just let them be in that feeling that they've created for themselves. Just let it happen. Just let it all play out how they want to play out and just quietly move away. Okay, this is your gift at this time. Seven of Swords. Quietly move away. Alright, don't be really open about these moves that you're making because you know what kind of result you've gotten in the past. You're being very practical now about this emotional work. And knowing that you're not taking these seeds with you, you're not taking this thing with you, okay? And you're the High Priestess. Follow your intuition at this time above all else. This is your gift. The High Priestess. Keep doing the inner work. Keep transmuting this fear like you've been doing. You've been creating balance, Okay, I'm getting there's something about the nervous system here. There's something about the sacral chakra. Okay, there's something about the heart chakra and the solar plexus chakra in the middle, right? There's something here about balance, balancing out your nervous system. Okay, not letting these people trigger you. Just letting them be right. Just say, all right, whatever. I don't have time for this anymore. I'm fed up. So that's totally what I'm getting. That's really good. All right, let's just dive a bit deeper with some oracle cards here. But I think that, what do you say? Like, there's so much profound healing work that's being done here, guys. There's something about money, Scorpio energy. I would really, if this is something you're open to, I would really just look into Scorpio themes. Scorpionic energy. Okay, new beginnings. Might be a new beginning for you as you really explore this Scorpio energy, what it means to you, and looking at your birth chart. If you know your time of birth, I would highly recommend looking at what house Scorpio rules for you. Looking at what house you have Scorpio in. This might be really helpful in informing you where this kind of fear is showing up exactly. Okay, you'll be able to pinpoint this. Get really specific and know. It's like you'll see this thing coming from a mile away. You'll see this thing coming from a mile away, guys, I'm telling you. Keep it in the family. Soul family, the people you can trust. Just keep it between you and them. I wouldn't worry about trying to tell people who don't want to come with you, because it's time to step through this portal, guys, for real. And with this Two of Wands energy, there's new opportunities waiting for you. The more space you create away from these relationships that don't serve you and this toxic energy, the more that these new relationships are going to be able to flourish in your life. There's new opportunities that are here for you. You guys are showing up as the Two of Wands and the Fool. Okay, it's wild. This is a whole new beginning. The Magician and the Wheel of Fortune and your masculine energy. This is crazy. It's a whole new beginning. Music, harmony. Whatever that means to you. I think music might be really big here. Just in lifting your spirits a little bit. I get this Pokemon flute in the future too. I didn't really know. I think sleep's a big thing. And it's, you know what it is? Okay. You know what it is? Because the thing about the flute, the Pokemon flute, it is used to wake a Pokemon up from sleep. It's used to wake something up. And that's, now this Seven of Cups in reverse, now it makes sense. It's I feel like maybe even just in watching this reading and this thing that I'm saying about keeping it in the family and just quietly removing yourself and walking away from the people who don't want a bar of it, just letting them be right. It's almost like it's like you're gonna snap out of some kind of an illusion here. This illusion that, and you know what it is too, this, you know what I'm really getting, is that you've become so self-aware. You guys have become so emotionally aware in yourself and have done so much deep shadow work that you will often see the reflection of yourself in other people. And it's like there's this one last step of almost making the call, because you can play by your own rules in this life. You're the creator, right? This, if you want to decide that everybody's a reflection of you, you can. You're welcome to do that. But I really get that you guys are kind of waking up out of some kind of an illusion that no, not everybody is a reflection of me, and developing more of that truth, and almost taking your power back and taking control of your life and sitting there and saying, look, if you want to be all up in my face with this kind of energy, okay, Two of Cups in reverse, Five of Swords in reverse, if this is you, you're not a reflection of me, you're out of here. I'm getting blocking people. Some of you guys have social media. You're just blocking people, blocking comments. Maybe you were all about free speech and you know what I mean? There was some kind of morality in the past. And you're you know what? I don't want you ruining my vibe. I don't want your energy up in here. I'm getting you guys blocking people, shadow banning people, not being not in this way of overly wanting to censor people. Okay, and you're going to use discernment to take the feedback. There's still useful feedback here that can be used to navigate this. But I get you guys are going to be seeing people and going that's not harmonious. That's just toxic. And you're out, man. Like, sort of thing. Like, 3 strikes, you're out. Or not even that. Like, just, I totally get you guys, like, sort of cutting people out of your life, or not even giving people the chance to, like, plant some kind of seed of fear or toxicity. It's like you just don't have time anymore. Like, somebody is seriously putting their foot down and going, you know what, I've done so much. I've been working through so much of this heavy generational trauma. I'm not interested in you planting seeds of doubt in my mind. Don't have time. Don't have the patience. I'm conserving my emotional energy. I'm worthy. Okay, I'm very aware of what I'm worth. It's like, you know what I'm getting is that you guys are like putting all the pieces together here. It's like you've been on this journey to be victorious, like to step into this new life. It's like there's a prize waiting for you on the other side of this. And you've got all the pieces. You've got all the ingredients now. And you guys are like being asked to kind of like put it all together. Like your time is now, guys. I'm telling you, the time is now to put it all together. The sweet waters. Sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, balance, right? The sweet waters, right? Falling right on top of this Empress card. The people who make you feel like this. The opportunities that make you feel like this. Okay, you're not afraid anymore. You guys are confronting this stuff head on. You're confronting this head on. You see the bigger picture. And I think what's going to help you let go of this stuff and continue to let go, now that you have the awareness, right? Because the awareness is half the battle. The awareness is half the battle. Having faith that you can take the time to breathe out. And I tell you what's going to help you is focusing on the things that do make you feel good. Is shifting your focus. Choosing not to look at the things that make you feel bad and plant these seeds of doubt. Okay, get really realistic about how it served you in the past. And what's this? Thank you. Gratitude. Appreciating what's sustaining you. That's what I'm talking about. Showing gratitude and focusing on the things that make you feel good, on the things that sustain you. Focusing on where you want to go in life, right? Like not looking back. Like the full energy is like the way the cards are, this is sort of on the left-hand side and then this is sort of looking back. The Fool kind of wants to look back, and I get you guys have been doing this work of really looking at things on a practical, really realistic way. But the Wheel and the Magician, they're looking the other way. They're looking to the right-hand side. They're moving forward. You guys are ready to move forward now and focus on the things that make you feel good. Focus on the abundance and just create that momentum in your mind. Ride that high-flying disc of momentum and just give it more energy, right? Where your attention goes, your energy flows. So that's your gift at this time, I think. Intuitively knowing that what's done is done. It's time not to give momentum to this stuff anymore. Use it to inform. You know what you've gotten out of it. You know what these seeds of fear have given you. And now it's time to move forward and focus on the abundance. Focus on the romance. The beauty in life, right? What feels good. What looks good. Appreciating the art. Just being in it, right? Appreciating the music. Appreciating the food. Being in the present moment. Like soaking it all up. Being that child again. That inner child that's just in it. That's just having the experience. That's just connected to life and just being grateful. Right? The frequency of gratitude, it's tough. Like, and I'm in a good way. Like, that thing is tough. The frequency of gratitude, man. It doesn't mess around. It's going to give you what you want. Being grateful for what you have. Being grateful for the good things in life that you have. And creating more of it. Creating more of that abundance, right? It's a very fertile time for you. This is a very fertile time for you to create a better life. Capitalize on these new opportunities. You're the magician. You have a connection to the divine. You're manifesting. Crazy. All right. I might just leave it there. It's getting a bit long. That was a really good reading. And thank you for doing all of this work. I'm sending you so much love. You've been doing amazing working through this. I see you guys working through this. And now shifting your focus onto what you want. And this abundance. thank you. I'm grateful for you guys, for real. That's really what I'm grateful for. Because these readings are changing my life, for real. And giving me an opportunity to do something that really means a lot to me. And do something that is in line with my purpose. That's what you guys are giving me. You give me purpose. For real. I'm very grateful for that. So thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for sharing the space with me. And I absolutely cannot wait to do it all again in the next reading. I love ya. Bye-bye.